This is expectancy value theory, specifically over the theorist, Dr. Alan Wigfield. So expectancy value theory focuses on motivation and how that develops over early childhood into adolescence, and then also focuses on developing interventions to improve children's motivation. So in expectancy value theory, other research has been conducted to focus specifically on children's reading motivation and children's comprehension. So Dr. Wigfield wrote over 150 peer-reviewed journal articles and books on children's motivation, including a chapter on the development of motivation in the Handbook of Child Psychology. He was an associate editor of the Journal of Educational Psychology as well. So he has won numerous awards for his research, also for his teaching. Here are a few of the awards, most notably a distinguished alumni from his institution, University of Illinois. He was appointed an honorary faculty member at the University of Heidelberg, a faculty fellow at University of Maryland, and then most recently he received the Sylvia Scribner Award from the American Educational Research Association. So his theory relates to PPR 1, Competency 1A and C, which explains that the teacher understands human developmental processes and applies the knowledge to plan instruction with an ongoing assessment to motivate students and be more responsive and comprehend information. So in the theory of expectancy value, he knows the typical stages of cognitive, social, physical, emotional development of students. And then also he talks about the developmental characteristics of students in early childhood through grade 12 that will impact learning and performance, and applies that knowledge of the student's developmental characteristics and needs to plan effective learning experiences and assessments. It also relates to PPR 1, Competency 2, both A and F. He understands the importance of student diversity and knows how to observe and plan learning experiences, design assessments that are responsive to differences among students, which is part of a lot of the motivational theories. He also talks in one of his interviews to take consideration of student social characteristics, values, beliefs, ethnicity, gender, language, and background. And that's so that students have the significance, and there's a significance in student learning and assessment, and help to determine motivation for student learning. His theory also relates to PPR 1, Competency 4, both A and J, which state that the student understands the learning processes and how planning effective, engaging instruction is appropriate for learning. Also talks about parent expectations and how educators should consider the student's social and cultural factors. So he draws from many different standards, or his theory can be applied to lots of the standards, and is important especially in the differences between students and considering how every student may be motivated in a different way. I encourage you to also look in the book on Table 5.1, which is on page 156. There is some information on the theory of expectancy value. And in this chapter, the theory discusses the idea that people are motivated when they know their chances of success are much more likely, and when they believe that that learning or participating in the activity will be important for them. So in expectancy value theory, Wigfield and his colleague Jackie Eccles worked together to kind of define this idea that make sure that students believe their chance of success is possible, and then also help students to understand the value or importance of actually engaging in the task. So let students know why they should learn something, that it's going to benefit them in the future perhaps, in a class or in life, and then help them to believe that they can be successful. So keeping those things in mind, which is going to differ for every student, you can help students to be successful. And then this is my citations.